Hi angels, this is Miss Quiet Queen and welcome back to my channel once again. I do apologize for my camera moving around a lot, so I hope you can see and understand everything I'm saying. First of all, as you can tell by the title, of course, I want to talk to you all about um, communicating telepathically. You know, speaking with your mind, communicating with your mind. I have some really good true life stories concerning that. But first, I want to talk to you about the live event that I had scheduled on July the 23rd. I don't know why, but Google slash YouTube took it down. I'm not in any type of trouble or anything. I'm still in good standings. I just think they took it down. And as a result, someone told me about it today. You know, they sent me a message. And so I went in to put in this Hangout announcement 3 times and wouldn't take. Instead, I found that someone else did it for me. I don't know who did it or why, but they used some words like in capital letters. Now's your chance to make a powerful protection talisman. Now, if I can just get YouTube and Google to stop deleting my Hangout announcements. I don't use that type of lingo. And there's nothing wrong with that lingo, but I never say Hangout announcements. I'll just say live. I don't use I don't just the wording is just not me, but it's nothing wrong with what they said. It's just I know it wasn't me that did it because of the way it was worded or whatever. And I never use all capital letters. Really, really do that. So I don't know who did that, but thank you. The live event will be on the 23rd. I wanted you all to see the announcement that I wrote because I also put the type of things that you're going to need. So you're going to need scissors, maybe glue. You're going to need a stone, whether it's a crystal, your birthstone, a rock with a hole in it, a penny, a earring that means a lot to you, any kind of object that means a lot to you. And you can make more than one. We're going to be there for an hour, so you can make more than one. If you want to make one for protection and your grandfather was always the one that was protecting you, maybe you can get one of his watches or something that belonged to him, and you could turn that into a talisman. If you want more love in your life, and your mom was the one that always showed you love and about love, maybe you want to get something that belonged to her, an earring, or you could make that into a talisman. You could use some shoestrings from your favorite shoes as a rope or the chain part, unless you have a chain, or a piece of leather. But if you don't have any of those things, I'll show you what you can do. Also, you're going to need some rainwater, preferably the first rain of the year. Not of the year, of the spring. If you don't have that, you can get spring water or bottled water. Also, you're going to need sage, incense, depending on what you want to do. So get ready, because the sage is for the cleansing. And if you want prosperity, cinnamon incense is good for prosperity and wealth. Lavender is good for love. And just look up all these different things. I was going to show you a book, but okay. So that's that. All right. So be prepared for that on July the 23rd. Now, let's talk about how to communicate using our minds. How to communicate. There are many methods that you can use. There's not one all be all. The first thing that you need to do, I mean, it's I'm watching somebody. He was only 49. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm watching something on TV. Somebody killed a police officer here in Cincinnati. Sonny Kim Good looking Asian man. Sorry for about his loss. But anyway, um, you okay. There's many different ways you can um, speak to someone telepathically. And I've said over and over and over again about raising your vibration, raising your frequency, being on a higher level, and being in tune mentally and spiritually. Of course, that's one way. But let me tell you, my brother, who was a year older than me and my sister, was 1 year younger than me. The three of us were very close. My brother's passed away. Many of y'all know that. But we used mental telepathy all the time. And when we were younger, we were like 10, 11, and 12. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know what we were doing. But we would often go to the park, ride on our bikes. We would have our picnic baskets. The kids don't do things like this anymore. Kids are not domestic at all. We would have our picnic baskets tied to the strap of our on our backs or our back of our bikes, and we would go to Inkster Park and just ride around and have picnics and things. But we would sometimes get lost from one another, and we would say, "Oh my God, where are you? Where are you?" And I would actually put out there where I was. We would name the hills that we would go up and down when we were children. This was called Devil's Hill. This one was Blind Man's Bust. This one was Angel's Halo. And this one was Old Man River. We named all these hills and areas so that we would know where we were going. So in my mind, I was trying to find my brother, and I knew he was trying to find me. So I kept thinking, Blind Man's Bluff, Blind Man's Bluff. I just kept feeling and hearing and saying to myself, Blind Man's Bluff. And I did not move from that spot. He came, and when he saw me, he was screaming, Nene, because that's my nickname. Nene, I don't believe it. I heard you. I said, what? He said, you were telling me to come here. I said, yeah. My brother is older than me. I think I mentioned that. But children are really good with telepathic, being telepathic. They really are. If you notice children when they are playing, and one will look at a child going over to a pile of toys, and another child will run over to that pile of toys and snatch up the very toy that other child was thinking of, because their energies are so strong, and they realize that, oh, I think she's going to grab that one, so I'm going to grab them. You know what I mean? So here's what you need to do if you want to speak to someone telepathically. Like I said, there are many different ways. If you want, it depends on who you want to speak to. Let's just say, for example, you want to speak to someone you're close to. Okay? If you have something of theirs, hold it in your hand. Get a clear thought of them and sit quietly and think one word, or at least no more than 5 words at a time, okay? Because sometimes that can confuse a person. So, have you ever wondered how you call somebody, and as soon as that person picks up the phone, they go, I was just thinking about you. I swear I was just thinking about you and you called. That is because they called you first with their mind. You were on their mind so tough and so hard. All you got to do is just think. There are plenty of YouTube videos out there on how to speak telepathically. But you know what? The best way is just use the power of your thought. It's no ingredients, no set formula other than you thinking and using your mind. That's why the so-called powers that be in this world don't want you to think. They don't want you to use your mind. All of us that were born before 1980, they really, I know in my heart, and my guides have told me, they don't want us here on this earth. They really don't. They're ready for all of us to be wiped out, because we were born in an era where there was cell phones. It was unheard of walking around with a cell phone. I remember being a little girl and getting a microwave. That was a big deal. We thought, microwave? You could heat your food up in an oven that's you plug in. That was so weird to us, so they want to control your thoughts, your mind and how you think. Anybody, like I said, born after 1979 specifically, they want you because you're easier tame. Now, those that are born in the 80s and the 90s, you're on the cusp. They don't want you, but you can stay because they feel like you grew up in the technology era. You wasn't necessarily born full swing in it, but you grew up in it. Now, all of the babies being born from 2000 until current, they're born in it with all of this technology that is taking place, all of the fast-paced social media and all of that. They're born in it. Okay, people who are in their 80s and 90s was just on the cusp. Those of us that was born before 1980, like 79 and earlier, they're like, no, because we have too much old school in us. We have too many ideas on how family should be brought up, how people should treat one another. We learned the old way of doing stuff. Nowadays, is everybody's texting. Nobody writes. Nobody spells. You want to know what time it is? Look at the digital watch. They don't even do. I homeschool my children. I made them learn how to tell times on an analog. They don't do that anymore. They don't have spelling tests. They don't do anything. There's also a YouTube video about how certain groups plan to control people. It starts with the children. They want the young babies that are being born now. Those that were born in the 80s and 90s, you all are going to give birth to, I'm sorry, the new slaves of society. And it doesn't matter what your race is. Some of us get the shorter end of the stick, but we all still are slaves. Now we're technology slaves. So you want to communicate with someone, you use your mind. The power of the mind is so strong. And there's also power in numbers. That's why I was interested in getting started the global prayer. Because if all of us are praying the same thing at the same time for the same reasons, movement will happen. Thoughts are movements. Think about it now. It doesn't matter if the thought is positive or negative. Thoughts are movements. So just remember that the next time you think about. So that's why they say the power of attraction. Watch what you think. My ex-husband used to always say, oh, I just got paid and I'm broke again. I'm going to always be broke. Yeah, you will. Because you keep claiming it. If you say to yourself, oh, I got a headache. Oh my God, my head hurts so bad. Yeah, it does. You're right. And that's what I tell people. You're right. It does hurt real bad. Stop saying it. Stop claiming it. Put your positive one-word affirmations out there. And sometimes I get a little, I don't know the word, confused about what I should put up, because all of the videos that I've made, they are, very relevant to one another, and they all have the same common denominator: thinking positively, using your one-word affirmations. But if you really want to connect with someone, you think of them, you see their face in your mind's eye. You surround yourself, if you really want to get good, surround yourself with everything about that person. If you really, really want that person to be okay and to feel what you're saying, if you have, if you know what scents they like, say they like the smell of coffee, you have a cup of coffee around you. If they like the color blue, put a blue cloth right there in front of your table. If you have a picture of that person, put that picture of that person on your chest or in front of you, and where you can see and look at them. If you know that person, like if they are a nurse, have something that is relative to the medical field, and you think that person's name each time you grab an object that reminds you of that person or that person is connected to, you think that person's name. I love you, I hope you're okay. I love you, I hope you're okay. I love you, I hope you're okay. Just wherever it is, tell them, call me. Lisa, call me. Lisa, call me, call me, call me. That's all you have to do. You're just being repetitive. It's that simple. I mean, I wish I could, did have some long drawn out explanation on how to do it and this is the steps. Da, 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 da. No, all you need to do is think it and believe it. You have to believe it happens. I was looking at some videos that people were giving examples on how to do this, and there were people leaving comments saying, I can't do it, I can't. No, you can't, because you just said you can't. First of all, you have to really believe it can happen. If there's any inkling of doubt in you, it's not going to come into fruition. Okay? It's almost like you have to, I don't want to say trick yourself, but you really, really have to believe in what you're doing. Full faith. Know that it can happen. And I'm telling you, y'all, the power of thought really works. Another incident, when I was in my 20s, I wanted to have a baby so bad. Everybody was having children. And many doctors were saying it's not going to happen for me. You can't have kids. You're not going to have children. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But you know what? One day I walked in that doctor's office, and this particular doctor, I did not like him. He didn't like me either, so I had to leave and go to another doctor. But I wanted to go back to him and say, I'm pregnant. He looked at me and told me, You're pregnant? Like he was angry. I believe that man was of the devil. I'm serious. But anyway, I thought it into existence. I also did other things. I mean, you have to listen to your guides and let them guide you on what you should do. And I kept feeling that I needed to do some research on vitamins. And I kept feeling around, I don't know why I need to do this or what it has to do with me having a baby, but let me keep trying. So I did. I thought about what I wanted. I brought it to me. Okay? And so I ended up running into something called Dan Quai. Dan Quai is a herb that is in China. Chinese women use this. It strengthens the female reproduction system. And I was taking Dan Quai. I was drinking it as a tea. I had the capsules, and I would take it out the capsules and drink it as a tea. I would make a sauce out of it, or I'll just take the pills. And I would do this like 2 or 3 times a day for about 6 months. After that 6th month, I became pregnant. So you can do anything you want, but you have to also listen, because sometimes God, aka angel, spirit guide, whatever you want to call it, it's all connected, tries to guide you in the direction that you need to go. But you have to have the right thoughts first. And another way I heard, another way you could put it, I think is a good way to put it, is as far as knowing your spirit guides and angels are speaking with you or trying to guide you to something. I'm doing a collab cooking video with Kali Master Headhunter, right? And I'm so slow. I'm still not finished yet. But anyway, I was in the store buying the ingredients, and I kept feeling this energy, y'all. Even before I went to the store, I kept feeling this energy about blueberries. I kept seeing blueberries in my head. I kept thinking about blueberry muffins, and I went to the store, and something was like blueberries, and I would look at the blueberries, and I would stare at them, and I would look at them on the salad bar, and I said to myself, maybe I should buy some blueberries. I think I should buy some blueberries. So I bought some dehydrated blueberries, in the little bag, very high in antioxidants. So I was like, oh, my body was telling me you need some antioxidants. That's how I listen to my guys. So when you feel things like, oh dang, I got a craving for what's a good crave? I have a craving for, I don't know, orange juice. Maybe your body needs vitamin C. And when you have these cravings, I really believe don't take it lightly. That's your God power. That is your other self, your angel, your the part of you inside of you that takes care of you. So pay attention to all these things. And to use mental telepathy, it's just as simple as power of thought. I can sit here and tell you how to concentrate, how to meditate. Y'all know how to look that up. You know. I'm not going to sit here and do that in this video. Just concentrate, meditate, smile, get yourself on a higher frequency, eliminate drama from your world. I can't stand drama in my life, y'all. I cannot stand it. I can't deal with it. Okay, so yeah, that's all I have to tell you on that. I appreciate you all coming by my channel and checking me out as usual. And please stay tuned for the live events in 27 days from now. Thank you, angels. And remember, always, always stay in the light.